Welcome back to Wager Wars, where George and I give you our best NFL picks each week in our head-to-head competition. Let's take a look at George's Week 12 picks.
My first pick this week for Wager Wars, and wait. Before I give any of my picks, shout out to Bazaar Junkies. This entire set today is brought to you by Bazaar Junkies. You're watching this on Gridiron Junkies. Make sure you follow Bazaar Junkies. I know we missed Halloween, but that's a cheap plug for my boy Austin Alvarez. We are in Studio B while he is recording a marathon of shows today. So, without further ado, let's get into the Thanksgiving picks. My first pick for Wager Wars this week is going to be the New Orleans Saints at plus 1.5 as they take on the Atlanta Falcons in Atlanta. These odds are coming in at minus 110 on Boyd Gaming. The reason I love the Saints here is because amidst this identity crisis that their offense is having, Taysom Hill pops off on Thanksgiving games. It is a proven stat that the Saints will use him more, and him being the best offensive player, I was considering putting a Taysom Hill anytime touchdown in. However, I'm just confident in the Saints. I am taking that plus 1.5 just to be a little extra safe. Saints plus 1.5, $100 bet will return you $190. My second pick this week for Wager Wars is going to be the Pittsburgh Steelers as favorites as they head into Cincinnati. They're coming in at minus 1.5 right now. Those odds are coming in at minus 110 as well on Boyd Gaming. Now, Matt Canada gets the boot. Kenny Pickett is going to light it up versus this Bengals defense. This entire Bengals team is reeling right now. They're trying to comprehend how can we possibly make it to the playoffs without our superstar quarterback. Here's the thing. It's not going to happen. The Steelers defense, out of all the times for them to play absolutely amazing, they need to do it versus the Bengals in this game. And so that way their offense, after having that ball and chain of a crappy offensive coordinator, once that goes away, you're going to see the Steelers team put up 30 points. I am hammering the Steelers this week. $100 bet on this will return you $190. My third and final pick for Wager Wars this week is going to be the Carolina Panthers as 4-point underdogs as they take on the Tennessee Titans. The Titans are tanking. Derrick Henry is off my fantasy team for a fucking reason. That offense has a way bigger identity crisis than any other team in the league. They don't know what they're going to do at the quarterback position. Their running back's getting old. They got DeAndre Hopkins. Why? It's a waste of great products with no quarterback. And honestly, players I feel are starting to, prove that Mike Vrabel actually isn't a coach that everybody can reel around. That Titans team is so fucking bad that they are going to get beat by the worst team in the league record-wise. The Panthers, they did beat the Texans, and then the Texans go on a crazy run. I think the Panthers are still a solid team, and this is a game in which I think the Tennessee Titans finally get exposed for trying to get that first-round draft pick. $100 bet put down on this will return you $186.
My first pick for Wager Wars is going to be the Cleveland Browns money line. This comes in at 115, and they're playing Denver, a team that I bet against a lot. But in terms of futures, I'm actually big on Denver this year, so I'm kind of betting against myself here because I'm also betting for the Browns not to make the playoffs. However, I like the line. There's positive EV on this, and there's a high chance that Cleveland will win this game. And by that, I mean it's pretty much 50-50. So let's hope our 2% edge on this one gets us over the hump. A $100 bet here at Bet Victor will return $215. My second bet is going to be New York Giants first quarter money line at plus 120. Now this comes from Bet Victor, and $100 here will pay $220. I don't have a lot of faith in New England. It's almost guaranteed now that my futures against them are going to cash because of how poorly they've played. Now, I also had futures at the beginning of the year for the Giants to do well. Now within like 2 games, I realized those were awful, so then I hedged and went against them. And I'm going for their unders, so maybe they win the first quarter here and it doesn't matter. But in terms of this game, the New York Giants, well, they suck, but also the New England Patriots also really suck, and we don't know who's going to be starting at quarterback for New England. So if New England tries to do something different, I suspect it's not going to go well, and that's what I think is going to happen. So we're going with the Giants to win the first quarter because there was a lot of EV on this. I'm talking like 5%. And my final bet for this week of Wager Wars is going to be Tua over 1.5 touchdown passes. It comes in at minus 114. I like this bet a lot for one reason. The New York Jets are the New York Jets, and they're going to do Jets things. A $100 bet here pays 187.22. I got this at FanDuel. And the reason why we're going for this play is it popped up on the EV screen and I looked at this and I said, yeah, Tua's going to throw over 2. So we hopped right on it. I really like this play, and if it was my play of the week, I'd feel comfortable with that. Now this week, I'm hoping George loses and I win and I can retake the lead. Thanks for watching this episode of Wager Wars, and make sure to subscribe.